Hello from Sheffield, where today we begin the book of James, or the Epistle of James, which is a letter from James to the Christians who are scattered all across the world. Now, there are lots of Jameses in the Bible, so which one is this? Well, it's not the disciple James. This book was written by James, the brother of Jesus, and he's writing to Christians all over the world. Now, every one of these letters in the New Testament, if you want, there's a reason why the writer wrote it. There's a big theme. There's something they're desperately trying to get across to the Christians of the world around them. And so what is the big theme of James? Well, I don't know about you, but every day we're all bombarded by adverts on TV and in the press and magazines with all kinds of boasts and claims about stuff that will make our teeth whiter, our hair better, make our skin look better, our clothes cleaner. And we know that it's just advertising bunkum, that actually the reality is our teeth won't get very much whiter and our hair will look pretty much the same. And pretty much every washing powder is the same. So we know that unless actions match words, the words are pretty useless. Well, that's the big theme of the book of James. There's no point in us as Christians talking about Jesus and talking about God's love and talking about how our faith has changed us unless it really has. And so the book of James is a book challenging us to continually find the parts of our lives where we're making mistakes, where our lives don't reflect the goodness and glory of God. And James is challenging us to make changes. He tells us that we can trust God because verse 17 of chapter 1 says, every good and perfect gift comes from Christ. So James challenges us to practice what we preach. That's how you can sum James up. And so we get to verse 22, and it says in chapter 1, verse 22, don't just listen to God's word, do what it says. It's very easy to go to church and be inspired by a sermon or to read a book of the Bible and go, yeah, that's right. But unless it actually produces transformation and change in us, what's the point? We have to put into practice what we believe. And at the very end of chapter 1, James gives us a practical way to do that. He says, think about the orphans and the widows and care for them. So that's the challenge of the book of James, to practice what we preach, to allow our words and our actions to line up. I think it was Chuck Swindoll who once said, the greatest single cause of atheism is Christians who acknowledge Jesus Christ with their lips and then walk out the door and deny him by their lifestyle. That, Swindoll says, is what an unbelieving world finds impossible to understand. A friend of mine is a pastor in the United States of America, and above the door of his church, as people walk out on Sunday, it says these words, the service is over, the worship begins. You see, it's so easy to think our worship is what we do on Sunday and what we do in Bible study and what we do with our friends in our cell groups. Worship is what we do with the poor, the broken, the marginalised. Worship is how we treat people in our class at school. So today, I pray that you will be a doer of the word and not merely a hearer only. Have a great day. God bless you.